Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the very first episode of our little Girl Underground mini series that we are doing. I'm so excited. I have been freaking out about this game since it first was even mentioned. I am a huge nerd for this type of stuff. I'm so excited that I have these awesome people here today, and we're gonna play this game. I'm very excited.
My noticed.
Thank you. My name is Jess. This is my channel. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Let's go around and say hi to everyone. Oh, wait, I was gonna say, I'm playing a faun today, believe it or not.
Surprise!
Yeah, surprise!
Surprise! It's me, a faun. I'm sorry, I'm very excited. So I'm playing Ifan the Faun today. They use they/them pronouns, and they are generally here to make sure that we're having enough fun and excitement all the time. Let's go say hi to Lemmy.
Hi, my name is Lemmy. You can find me on Twitter at Lemon and Honeyco. I have a business called Lucky Hand Dice, which you can also find on Twitter. I am playing Oak, who is an ogre, and they use they/them pronouns.
Oh, me. Yes, hello everyone. I am Megan. You can find me on Twitter at MeganLynnFTW, except not right now because I am in jail for 3 more days. And then you can find me. But in the meantime, kind of coincidentally, I am playing Mira, the runaway. So,
That just happened to work out perfectly.
Happens to work out. So, and she uses she/her pronouns.
And I'm Jason, who will be the story guide for this Girl Underground little mini game. You can find me on Twitter at JaceLevine, and I'm just going to be playing a bunch of NPCs in the world and all kinds of crazy stuff. And we're ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. We start off, it's late afternoon on a well-manicured country club grounds. And there are an assembling of tables and chairs and people on one part of the very well-groomed lawn here. Kat is a 12-year-old girl, and she is dressed in her finest little dress because this is a important occasion, or so she has been told. Her father is a banker, and at least if all of the attention that he gets is to be believed, then he's a very important banker. And today he's brought his family, who are Kat and Kat's older brother Keith, to a sort of dinner gathering and meeting. Kat's not really familiar with the purpose of this. There's a lot of important people, all of them dressed very nicely, all of them adults. There are no other children there, Kat's age. But Kat has been told to be on her best behavior, to not get into any trouble, to just be quiet and be good, and get through the day. But it has been terribly boring. Your father was off playing golf in the morning, and you were left to just entertain yourself. But you couldn't stray very far. You always had to stay in the area of the grounds that were being watched by various attendants to the country club, which is really very dull. And you can see just outside the carefully maintained grounds a forest on the edge of the country club. And that looks so much more interesting. But it's been just out of reach this entire time. And now you've been put at a small table with some older kids, a bit of ways from the main gathering of adults who are talking and absorbed in their business. You are sort of playing at your seat with your silverware as people come out and bring you food. And one person, very finely dressed with perfectly white, clean gloves, pours you a cup of tea. And for a moment, you're a little sad because you remember your mother, because she always really liked tea. And she always used to have tea parties with you. But your mother left years ago. In fact, you remember shortly before she left a fight between your father and your mother. Your mother, she was very insistent on going someplace. She was always an adventurous spirit, a free spirit. You never really understood exactly what she saw in your dad. But she was telling your father that she had to go, that she had to go back to someplace. And your father was upset and told her that this didn't make any sense and that she should really go see a doctor. And that very night, when your father was pressuring her to go to the hospital and to get help, instead she left. And you haven't seen her in 5 years. And as the tea is being poured, that's all you can think of is when you were small and when she would have tea parties with you. But you're snapped out of it by your older brother, who looks over from his seat across the table from you, says, "Stop daydreaming, Kat. Pay attention. You learned something." Your brother Keith is much older than you. He's in college, though he's currently back home on break at the moment. And attending this dinner has been an opportunity for him to meet some people, that make some introductions that will be important to him when he graduates. But he's always been a little bit tough on you. He always tells you to grow up, to be a big girl. And I mean, you've seen him grow up, and you're not really sure you want to do that. I mean, he's gone off to school and he's gotten so boring. You really just want to be a pirate instead, or an adventure. There's so much to see, like that forest just beyond the country club grounds. Keith sort of taps on the table with his fork and says, "Kat, Kat, are you with us here? Who would like to start playing Kat?"
All right, fine, I'll start.
All right. Can you give us a
Sure.
little description of Kat?
Yes, I can. Opens Word doc. As like a physical description of her.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So Kat she has very, very long hair that she usually wears in braids, that fall pretty long. She's kept it long for many, many years because her mom did. And it's like a chocolatey colored brown, and she's got green eyes and is like a little on the short side, but has like really wide, curious eyes.
Cat, stop daydreaming.
What?
You're always daydreaming. You're never here.
Well, I don't want to be here.
Why? This is like real fancy stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what do you think's over there? Points to like the forest.
He just looks over to the forest and shrugs and says, some trees?
Yeah, but like, what else?
Dirt?
Oh.
Well, why do you care about the forest?
Why are you so boring?
This whole thing, this is important stuff. This is a big deal that Dad has going on.
Yeah, it's a big deal to him, I guess, and maybe you, but like, what am I? Like, why am I here? Like, I could just go and nobody would even notice I left.
You're here because, Dad had to bring us.
Yeah. Had to. Sorry, it's just not really my. Looks down at the cup of tea.
Keith doesn't even seem to get your joke, which is terrible, but it's like, well, Cat, you can't stay a little kid forever. Eventually, this kind of stuff has to be important to you, too.
Yeah, but I'm not. I don't want to rush. Like, I'm a kid now. Why can't I just be a kid?
You're almost a teenager, Cat.
Yeah. Is that when you start getting boring?
He seems a little bit stumped for words. I don't understand you at all. Well, anyway, I've got to go visit Dad's table, see if I can introduce myself to a few people. Are you gonna be okay here?
Oh, yeah, I'll be fine.
Be good.
I'll try.
And he folds up his napkin, puts it on the table, and gets up and heads over to the. There are a number of tables next to each other where the adults are all talking and eating. So Kat she's not completely by herself at this table, but the two other older children who are here are completely ignoring her. Like, they don't want to be seen with the little 12-year-old girl. They're too cool for that. So she's just by herself, and she has her tea, and there are some scones that are on a plate in front of her. Yeah. And you're sipping your tea, and you put down your tea, and you're go to pick up a scone, and a butterfly lands on the edge of your teacup. But it's a very interesting butterfly. Its wings are almost like stained glass. They shimmer and reflect the light. You've never seen a butterfly like this one.
Ooh.
It's just flapping its wings.
Can I like pick my teacup back up and like see if I can like bring it closer to me without it flying away?
You pick up your teacup and sort of bring it closer to your face so you can examine the butterfly more closely. And it's walking along the edge of the teacup, but it doesn't fly off.
Whoa. And I'm gonna like look up to the other two kids at the table and then be like, nah. Like, they don't.
They have not even noticed this butterfly or you.
And I think I'm gonna try to like take my other hand and try to like get it to like walk onto my hand, like from the teacup.
Mm-hmm. It does crawl onto your finger. It just flaps its wings a little bit, and the sun sort of shimmers off of them.
What are you?
It sort of looks up at you with these big insect eyes. And then it flies. It jumps off your finger, and it's floating in the air in front of the table. And it starts to make a little haphazard flight towards the edge of the forest.
I'm gonna just like look at it and like look at the two other kids at the table who aren't paying attention. I'm gonna like take a glance over to, can I see like where Dad and Keith are?
They're not paying attention to you.
Perfect. I'm just gonna like stand up very casually, like put my napkin on the table and just like nonchalantly leave.
You
And
hop
follow
down from your chair.
Yeah, just like I'm going to the bathroom or something, and then just skirting off butterflyward.
Yep. You follow this little haphazardly floating butterfly. Nobody seems to notice you. You're small
Mm.
and quick and quiet. And even the attendants at the country club don't notice the little girl that scurried away from the table. You sort of follow the butterfly over a little hill and dip down below the hill so that no one can see you anyway from that angle.
Mm.
But it keeps floating towards the forest just ahead of you. And then you see it just go into the forest.
I'm gonna like take one more look like over my shoulder just to make sure no one's like coming after me, and I'm just gonna go into the woods.
All right.
As you do.
No one seems to be following you. No one seems to have noticed that you've gone. You step into the woods. They aren't really thick or scary or dark woods. They're a not maintained forest at the edge of the very carefully maintained country club. There are some rocks covered in moss and some trees, and the sun sort of dapples through the trees, and you see the light catch the butterfly's wings, and it lands on a small sapling.
I'll like walk up to it. Does it look like anything out of the ordinary, or is it just like a little tree, just a little baby?
You approach the sapling where the butterfly is, and you don't see anything unusual about it at first. I mean, it looks just like a small tree, growing tree. But then your toe hits something as you're approaching. And you notice that the tree, the little sapling, is growing out of a small mound of earth. And in that mound of earth is a little hole, a little opening.
Can I like stick my foot in it?
Yeah. So you have these very nice shoes that you're wearing.
Screw 'em.
You stick your foot into the hole, and it seems to go into a tunnel that you can tell that you could fit in. An adult wouldn't be able to fit in it, but a 12-year-old girl could certainly fit in this tunnel.
I'll like pull my foot out and like get down on all fours and just kind of like poke my head in.
You poke your head in, and at first it's dark, and then your eyes sort of adjust, and you see a little bit of light farther down in the tunnel.
Oh, well, I gotta see what that's about. So yeah, we're gonna go for it. We're just gonna.
All right, you
Gonna scurry in.
You shuffle into this little tunnel. Your poor dress is getting very dirty.
Yeah.
It's also getting all like pressed against you as you're scurrying into this tunnel because it was like one of those poofy sort of cute dresses. But you shimmy into this little den, and the light ahead of you is all that you can see by. It's this softly glowing light, and you follow it, and you realize that this tunnel is pretty long. Goes much deeper than you expected.
Well, it's easier to keep going forward than to back out.
You keep going into the tunnel, and it twists and turns a little bit, and you suspect that if you weren't a fearless 12-year-old curious girl, you might be a little scared at the cramped quarters, but this is just an adventure for you. You see the glow getting brighter and brighter up ahead. And then you reach a part where the tunnel goes down, straight down, and the glow is coming from farther down the tunnel. But it's just a hole.
Just like
Well, you look straight at the tunnel, and you remember your parents. Well, you remember your father, not your mother, telling you, Kat, one thing to always remember is young ladies, they must always look before they leap. Don't be so impulsive and run on ahead. Your mother sometimes would set a bad example. Always know what you're getting into before you go there. And you can just clearly remember your father telling you this rule.
I'm gonna just kind of like peer over, like where the hole is, and just be, hello?
You hear your own voice, and you hear nothing else.
In the tunnel, can I find, like, is there like a rock or anything that I can just, or is there something like I have on me that I can like just like toss down to see if I can hear like a bottom?
So there's both yes answers to that. There is a rock nearby that you can grab from the tunnel walls, but also you have your little pouch, your secret pouch, which hasn't been mentioned yet.
But that's where my treasures are.
Yes, Kat's most prized possession is a little stolen pouch that you took once, and in it you keep all the little things that you have collected, all little odds and ends.
Well, I don't want to get rid of any of those, so I'm just gonna take a rock and like toss it into the hole.
Toss it into the hole. You hear it bouncing off the sides of the tunnel, the hole as it's going down, but you don't ever hear it hit a bottom.
I'm gonna throw another rock in just to be sure.
Same as before. You hear like just hitting the sides of the tunnel, and then nothing.
And like there's nothing, like it's just this hole. Like, is there tunnel on the other side of it, or is it just like this?
It's a hole, and there's a glowing light. You cannot see. You see like this soft glowing light. You can't see past that.
The light's in the hole, or the light is past the hole? And the
light is in the hole.
How?
And you hear the voice of your father again. Always look before you leap, Kat.
So I'm gonna look into the hole, and then I'm just gonna. Is there a way that I can, like, because I'm assuming like I'm on all fours, like as I scuffle through the tunnel. Is it still that way? Like, would I go into the hole head first, or can I like sit and like dangle my legs in and kind of?
You can rearrange yourself where the hole is to go down legs first or whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna like sit on the edge and just kind of like look down, and then just like scoop myself off.
Okay. You're gonna give me a roll for this.
Yeah,
this is gonna be the refusing to mind your manners, because you're not looking before you leap.
I looked.
Well, yeah, you technically looked, but you're definitely still refusing your manners. So yeah, fair. Give me a 2d6 roll. 5? All right.
Off to a great. We're off to the races.
Okay.
It's not okay. That was a bad roll.
So you sort of shimmy down the hole. At first, you're able to use your arms and legs to sort of press against the sides, but then you start to slip, and you're sort of scrambling and reaching, and you feel like roots and things sticking out. You're trying to get a grip on them, but they're sliding between your fingers, and then you just start to fall. And you're falling and falling for a little bit. You're not screaming. You don't really know why, because you're scared a little bit, but you're also excited. And the dark tunnel around you are enveloped by that glowing light. Everything's bright for a moment. And then you hit something soft. And you're coughing because there's something in the air. You open your eyes, and the spots of light in your eyes are fading away. And you're sitting on a large mushroom cap. And all these spores have just flown into the air as you landed on the mushroom cap. And they're softly glowing. And you look down at yourself, and your dress is an absolute mess. There's mud and dirt stuck to it. There's rocks that are in your pockets. And now you have all these little spores that are in your hair.
Well, I think this is the perfect time to merry-go-round over to Jess.
So Jess, you are now dead. And you are sitting on this large mushroom cap.
I have to like unexcite myself because I've just been.
Do you really?
Well, I'm reading the details we wrote about Cat, and I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, I'm sitting on a large mushroom cap.
Mm-hmm. There's woods all around you. Sort of like the forest you were in, but a little bit different. The trees here are more barren. They're not as green. And the branches are twisted and knotted. And it's darker here than it was at the country club.
Okay. Can I get up off the mushrooms?
You can slide off this large mushroom
Is
cap.
it like very high up? Am I like?
It's a few feet up.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna look down first before I.
You are technically looking before you leap again.
Yeah, I'm looking down, and then I'll actually probably like do the thing where you just like flip over on my like stomach and then like slowly slide down, dangling my like little feet because I'm a little 12-year-old girl.
So I think your feet dangle off the edge of this mushroom cap, and as you're dangling, like little branches and dirt or clumps are falling off of you. But you know it's not that far.
Okay. So
especially now that you're dangling.
Okay, so I'm looking down, and I let go. Drop.
You let go. And you land on your feet, on your now very dirty white little shoes.
I would like to wipe myself off.
You wipe yourself off. It doesn't make a whole lot of difference. I mean, you get some large clumps of dirt off of you, but there are just these brown smudges all along your little like. What color is your dress?
What did we? Maybe like a soft, muted yellow.
So all over your soft yellow, like canary yellow dress or whatever, there's just these streaks of brown dirt. And
That's...
in your braids, you have some like little like branches and roots that are sticking out, and some of these softly glowing spores.
Oh. Well, you said it was dark here, right?
It's like twilight.
Okay. Is there, if I look around, is there anywhere I can see like light coming from or anything like that?
You don't see any particular light, nor do you see a path or anything that indicates people. You just see these dark, twisted trees.
So there's no light, there's no path. I'm gonna put my back to the mushrooms and just start walking forward.
Okay, as you walk, one thing I want to do that I almost forgot to do. So since you refused to mind your manners once when you leaped into the hole, you get to change that manner. The young ladies must always look before they leap into a belief. So something that you feel overrides that manner.
I'm gonna guess like I'm trying to think of. I feel like Megan had Cat mostly looking, but I guess sort of an opposing thing that you might come away with, or like a little girl might come away with, is like sometimes you just need to jump in.
Yeah.
All right. So I've changed on your board. Now you have a belief. Sometimes you just need to jump in. Because that can be used later when if you make a roll with the other move that the girl has, the stand strong in your convictions.
Mm-hmm.
If you make a move with that and you can apply beliefs to it, you add dice to your roll.
Yeah.
So if it's some kind of situation where you just need to jump in, then that could pay off.
Okay.
So you set out straight away from the mushroom?
Yeah, because you said, okay, there's no, I look around, there's no visible path, there's no, like, light around from anywhere that's, like, a clear indicator. So the best thing for me to do is I literally, like, back up, press my back to the mushrooms that I have arrived in, and then I just walk straight ahead, because I have just go in one direction.
Yep. You walk. As you're walking, this is sort of this dimly lit forest with these very creepy looking trees. You get the feeling that you're being watched. Like the little hairs on your arm are standing up. You're getting goosebumps. And you swear out of the corner of your eye that the branches of the trees reach for you. But every time you spin and look around at them, they're not moving.
I'm gonna keep walking, and I'm walking and like nervously picking the branches out of my hair that are in there, and I'm gonna start like humming to myself, like
You're humming to yourself, and you don't hear anything else in this forest. It's quiet other than you. In fact, you're starting to notice now that you don't hear any birds or anything that you would normally hear in the forest.
That's okay, they're probably asleep. It's dark.
You hum to yourself, and you're moving through, and you swear that you're moving through a clear area, but as you're moving, you feel the edges of these branches just kind of brush against you, brush against your shoulders, your arms, or your back, and which makes you move a little bit faster and hum a little bit louder. Then you're moving, and you just stop, and you're hooked.
Oh.
And you look around, and there's a branch that's hooked onto your dress.
Let me double check if Cat is very different than Jess, if we have anything. Let me just double check something. Quietly keeps the pouch. Nope. It doesn't say anything against this. So when I get yoinked, I shriek.
You shriek.
Just like not even like just like a yelp. Just like a like and then like flail backwards at what is attaching me to try and like spin away from it and like unstick it.
All right, you're trying to bat at it. As you do so, the branch sort of lifts up and lifts you off the ground. And now you're like a few feet off the ground, held up by this branch. And a few other branches from the same tree sort of come around and grab onto your shoulders and are lifting you up. And you spinning around looking at this branch in the tree that has you kind of in its grasp. You're not sure, but you swear it almost looks like it has a face. It's just the way the knots are in it. They look like eyes and a mouth, but it's not moving, except for the branches that are lifting you up off the ground.
Okay, then I stop batting at it, and I stand much more still, and I look at what might maybe be a face, and I say, can you put me down, please?
There's no answer.
Can
but
you...
it's lifting you higher now.
Are you helping me get back out of this hole?
No answer from the face. But somewhere nearby, relaxing at the base of one of these twisted trees, surrounded by these glowing flowers, is a fawn. But the fawn has a terrible headache right now. And vague memories of a really fun dance held in the forest last night. You don't remember the details. You don't even remember exactly who was there. But it had to have been a good time.
So is this a good time to merry-go-round?
Probably.
And give cat to Lemmy?
Yes.
Okay.
So this fawn, who was relaxing under the tree, hears a yelp and then a voice. And you've spent enough time in these woods to know that this is called the Grasping Wood. Used to be a much nicer place, you've heard. But it's grown dark and dangerous. Not dangerous for you, because you know your way around the forest. But you know that the trees here like to take.
Okay. So I guess, okay, firstly, I need to just like, it was a really long party. Hang on, just 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna like, get up. I just need to stretch. I was trying to rest. Ugh. Okay. All right, and then I like make my way over to the tree to investigate the shrieking.
Okay. You walk through a bit of the forest towards the sound you heard. At first you don't see anything, and then you hear another question from this voice, and you look up, and dangling from 3 branches of this tree is a small girl in a smudged and dirty yellow dress. You see that she's wearing these dirty white little shoes, one of which has fallen off of her feet and is on the ground in front of you.
Hey, so like I'm not around from here, so like I usually walk. I can't, like, I have these feet and they're usually on the ground. Like, could you put me back on the ground?
You said I'm from here, and I know these trees, they're like greedy and like hungry. Do I know if there's a trick to like getting them? Like, do I know they're hungry? Do I have to like offer them something better?
Yes, you do know. You know that the trees, they are greedy and they always want to take something. So if you want to get something from them, you have to give them something else.
What does a tree want? Okay, hang on. I'm a faun, and I apparently have magic. I'm gonna like pick up the shoe, and I'm gonna be like, ugh. Hey you, and I'm gonna knock on the tree. Put her down. The shouting is really loud. And she doesn't even look that tasty. I have some very good gosh, I'm thinking too horticulturally. I'm like fish emulsion? Like I have some really excellent phosphorus here for you that I know you will love. I'm trying to think. Listen, I've got some leftover tea from the party I was at, and that might not sound great to you, but actually, it's really good. Tastes way better than people. I'll pour it here on your roots. Just put her down.
The face that Kat saw in the tree near her sort of merges back into the tree bark and emerges towards the base of the tree where Ifan is. Does give.
No deal. Put her down. And I put this like teapot near its face, like wafting the smell, like it's really good.
You actually see like a nose form out of the knot in the tree.
Can I like fart so that like
I'm gonna say yes, and I'm just wondering if that like is any of the manners at all.
Yeah. I feel like, oh man.
There's young ladies must always be quiet.
Patient. That's neither quiet nor patient.
That's true.
I'm just trying to help the tea deal right now. Like the tea smells good. I gotta smell bad. So just like a toot.
Yeah. Okay. Give me. I'm making you roll to fart. Give me a 2d6 roll.
Okay.
This is definitely a highlight of my GMing.
Roll
to toot.
I got a 7.
Okay. So tell me that your plan works here. You do sort of, I don't want to say sweeten the deal. That's not really what you do. But you do like encourage the tree to make this exchange. But tell me how you go a little bit too far, perhaps.
Like, are you saying like shit my pants, or like too far in the fart, or is just like too far in my manners?
Somehow you do something that maybe like beyond maybe you just offend the tree.
So just like I don't know, like just like I don't know, fart and then like burp. Can I do that?
Yes. So, Ifan, you see this little girl hanging from the tree, and then you hear a little sound from her, and then another little sound from her. Sounds that you can't say you're used to hearing from small children, but you haven't been around that many small children. So maybe this is normal. You've certainly heard other creatures of the forest make these sounds, but they routinely don't have very many manners. The tree sort of you see the face that's near you at the bottom of the tree just makes this grimace.
Yeah.
And then the branches just let go of the girl, and she falls. She's above you, and she's just falling.
Oh my god! I'm going to. Can I? I have a move called. This is silly. It's called Release the Beast, and I just want to use my little goat legs to jump and try and like. It's to use my bottom half, like to do something.
Give me a roll.
Okay, yeah. I am goat leaping. Deer leaping something. Ooh, no, a 6 and a 1, so a 7. So
okay, so you do succeed. So
yeah.
The question of what one strange thing can you now do is you have like the ability to leap.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah, it says, how does it get out of your control?
Yes. So how does it get out of your control?
I tackle us both too far, I guess. I'm imagining okay. So the girl made noises. I look up confused. The tree makes a face and drops her. I drop the tea and jump. But I mean I'm a little bit too reactive, I guess, and I'm still a little bit not fully put together after partying too hard last night. Which I do. And so yeah, I definitely think I managed to like nab her through the air, but I think we kind of both go flying and maybe even like hit like a small hill and start like like tumbling down it.
Okay, yes, you leap straight up and you grab her, but you didn't really plan through your follow-up on this landing, and you leaped pretty far. The tea just the teapot shatters on the base of the tree, spilling the tea everywhere, but
I mean, it's kind of what he wanted.
That probably works for a tree.
Yeah, I still mostly upheld my end of the bargain.
You grab this girl, and you sort of go sailing through the branches of the trees, and they're all sort of like trying to grab at you, but you're just sailing through them. You land on this small hill, and you just start go tumbling. But you're holding this girl, and you're sort of rolling. And you reach the bottom of this hill, and you just stop.
I like hold out her shoe.
Kat, this well, describe yourself, Ifan.
Okay. Ifan is a fawn, but somewhere in between technically between a fawn and a satyr, because their bottom half is goat. That is a specification of the game. She is, I mean, she looks tired. Sorry, they look tired. They have sort of like, they might maybe have had long hair, but it is so messy that it's only like just around their head. And then whereas Kat has a few branches from her fall, Ifan is just like covered in like leaves and flowers and like branches and things. They have on sort of probably like a little bit of like a long tunic, so it almost comes down, like it covers like a bit of their top, and then it comes down so it starts to like cover a little bit, but then you fully see the fawn legs because the tunic is only just coming down enough to start covering where their half and half is. And then it is split in the back almost into like tails to allow their tail, which is like sort of sticking up and like always like kind of like wiggling about. And then they have like little, like very little nubbin horns.
Kat, you've heard of something like this in fairy tales before, but you've definitely never seen like a goat person.
Mm-hmm.
But they did just save you from the tree.
This is yours, right? They're holding out the shoe. Like,
so I reach out like skeptically and grab the shoe and like offer it back.
I don't want that. Isn't that yours? I mean, you were up in the tree. You only had one. This one was on the ground. It seems to me like this would be. Also, you don't just walk through that forest. It is the grasping forest after all. It's gonna do that. So just, be a little more careful next time. I'm sorry sorry about the fall. It's just you were falling and I was sorry.
And I'm just gonna kind of like not believe that I'm still here, or not believe
this is all a lot.
Yeah. So I'm going to like put my shoe on and then like try to sleep.
I like this plan. And like Ifan is like, oh man, like they actually like just get up for a second to like push some like leaf and like detritus from the forest floor around to like make a little nest. And they're like, oh, this is perfect. This is what I was doing before you started shouting. And then they just like, oh, good idea.
The two of you doze off. Kat has already had a very long adventure-filled day already and is tired, and Ifan had a rough, long night. Is definitely also tired. Two of you doze off. Before I go too far, the manner that you changed into a belief. I'm not quite sure what belief we got out of this, but something replaces that you must always be quiet and patient.
Try your best to be helpful.
That works.
Even if it means farting.
Gotta work with what you have. All right. You fall asleep, and it's really peaceful. And Kat, you start to dream. You dream about a woman, a knight, and she's fighting against these shadowy figures. And she's in a forest, similar to the one you were in, but prettier. It's all full of yellow and golds and autumn colors. And there's birds singing in the trees. And this knight, she's fighting against these figures in black. And she's fending off all these sword strikes. And then one sword gets around her shield and stabs her. And as she's stabbed in the dream, you feel something poking you. Just a poke in your belly, like another one. And then a voice says, "You, get up."
Okay, I'm going to fire it one more time and then hand her back to Megan. And Kat back to Megan.
All right.
Yeah. What?
You open your eyes, sort of tiredly, and you see a few armored figures. They're wearing masks that look like crows. They have sort of the pointed beak sticking out of them. And they have hoods that are pulled up over them that have black feathers. And it's a cloak made of black feathers. And they just have these, like, halberds. But they're poking you with the blunt end of one.
I'm gonna like hit Ifan to try to wake them up. Be like,
What? Oh.
Both of you awake.
Do you know who they are?
Do I know who they are?
You do. These are the crows. They are guards that are part of this kingdom. This forest is ruled over by the Crowing King. And he's a very greedy, boastful ruler. Honestly, the fawns and other like fae of your troop that you hang out with tend to ignore him, which he doesn't like at all. He has a lot of pride. And he also heavily taxes everybody in his kingdom, which, of course, the fawns regularly ignore the tax, and the borders and everything else. But yes, these are his soldiers. Neither one of you belongs here in the Grasping Wood.
I mean, that's not entirely true.
You, Fawn, you are not a registered citizen.
Well, your registration to you is, ownership to me, and that's not super cool, so I'm just like, I'm good out here. It's,
You are in the kingdom of the Crowing King, yet you pay no taxes to His Majesty.
Yeah, I didn't vote for him.
And you, small girl thing, you certainly do not belong here.
That might be true. So we will both just be on our way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, not so fast.
Oh, we can walk slowly then, I guess.
You will walk slowly. You will walk with us.
Oh. Yeah, but I don't think we want to do that. If it's all the same.
That's fine and all, but you have walked into the Crowing King's lands. You are not citizens. You pay no taxes.
Well,
You must answer for that.
I don't have any money. I'm 12, so I don't really think taxes are a thing. And they're part goat, so I feel like that means they shouldn't have to pay taxes either.
I like this girl. Yeah, she's right.
I don't know where you got your idea of the law from, but
once again, I'm 12.
Young children are not exempt from the tax.
Oh,
Actually, there's like tax exemptions for children.
Not in this kingdom.
This is a rich fantasy land where children pay taxes.
Yes.
Okay, hang on. So let's just say we go along with you. What does old Crowy want from us?
Well, that remains to be seen, but you will come along and we will find out.
That's just a little problem. Have you ever heard about how you should look before you leap? because otherwise you might lose beneath the ground beneath your feet, and I'm casting magic too. I can use forest chorus, I can make a rhyme and cause the environment to change. I'm trying to make the ground drop under them so that we can like get away.
Am I able to help?
Yeah, is there something?
Because this is also kind of like going against the young ladies must never question their place in society, or young ladies, there was another, must always follow instructions.
No, I think this, since this is Ifan's magic, this is her role or their role to make.
All right, make that magic.
Sorry. Hey, a 6 and a 4. That's
All
10.
Right.
You magicked so good.
I did a magic.
So you said you wanted the ground to like open up beneath them or something?
Yeah, I'm trying to make the ground open up beneath them so that they like just fall.
Okay, that definitely happens as you described it. The ground just opens up beneath these guards' feet. They shout for a moment and then go tumbling into this pit. They're okay. They only fell like a few feet, but they're down far enough that they can't easily get back out.
Okay. We should go?
All right, where are we going?
I don't know. But we should go.
Criminals! Let us out of here!
Let's just start running.
I'm sorry, you fell down. That's not our fault. I told you to wash
will
your
regret
feet.
this.
Run away!
And you both start running away. All right, you're running together. Ifan has to slow down a little bit for Cat's little legs to keep up, because goats can be pretty fast.
Yeah.
You reach the edge of the woods. Well, no, you don't reach the edge. You reach an edge of a clearing. The woods sort of open up, but you're still sort of in the middle of the woods. There's a large space here, and you see people gathered. And at the far end of this space is a particularly large tree. And in that tree, you see, it looks like a castle built into it, but it's actually sort of woven into the branches of the tree. So in some places, you can see these massive branches that have windows in them, and you can see lights in them. In other places, there's like a stone structure that's nestled in the branches of the tree. And along the trunk of the tree is this wide spiraling staircase that spirals down to the ground. And then there's this path that goes to that staircase and these arches that are over the path. And you can see people milling about. You see more of these guards in their crow masks and their feathered cloaks near this path. Also, near this path is a very unusual sight. There's a woman in a bathtub. And she's currently having a disagreement with two of the crows.
All right.
Mira.
Yes, hello. I'm gonna pass the girl. Let's see, I think I'm gonna pass it back to Lemmy.
Okay.
Yeah. Mira, hi, that's me.
These two crows, they don't seem to have much respect for you at all. You just are visiting their kingdom, and they seem to expect that you have to report to the castle, that you have to pay an entry fee. I mean, you're technically royalty. Not from around here, but still.
It's ridiculous.
Miss, you have to pay an entry fee. All those who enter the Crowing King's lands must offer to the Crowing King.
No, but see, here's the thing. He's not my king, so I don't have to do anything. I'm just here visiting, and you should be lucky that I'm here visiting, that I'm giving your kingdom the time of day. I'm just passing through. You have no jurisdiction over me whatsoever.
Excuse me, but as soon as you entered the kingdom, you fell beneath the Crowing King's rule.
Oh, is that how that works? I'm pretty sure that's not how that works.
Who are you to argue the laws of the land with us?
I'm just gonna point to the very large crown on my head. This isn't just for show, you know.
I don't know where you're the queen or whatever of, but and they look down at your bathtub and the fact that you are a mermaid in a bathtub. Say, certainly you are not from here.
Well, congratulations. You are very observant that, yes, I am not from here. And I hope to not be here much longer if it's all the same to you.
Nevertheless, we must take you into the castle. If you are royalty from a visiting kingdom, you should make yourself unknown anyway.
Well, the thing is, and I'm just gonna lean forward. Jules doesn't handle stairs well, so I can't really go anywhere.
Who is Jules?
I'm just gonna tap the edge of the bathtub.
You see these two guards look at each other in these crow masks, so you can't really see their eyes. They're behind these black beady parts of the mask that look like crow eyes, but they both look at each other. Your bathtub has a name.
Yes. They're not just a bathtub.
Is that so?
I mean, I don't know what bathtubs are generally like in this land, but I've never seen one like them before. And Jules is just gonna kind of just take a couple steps back and take a couple steps forward to be like, yo, walking bathtub. This is impressive. It's magic.
The two crows look at each other again and they say, I think the Crowing King would be very interested to meet Jules, as well as you.
Can I just tap Ifan and be like, hey, remember that tackle that you did? Let's do it to the guard.
Okay, well that was an accident. Okay, yeah, all right. Okay, yeah. Are we both doing it? Are we
Yeah, let's do it at the same time. So
okay, so just crouch, and I'm
yeah,
trying to see, I'm lining up myself as alongside this little girl, and crouching my little backwards legs to see if we're gonna do the same thing.
And I'm just gonna go
wait, you go left, I go right.
Yeah, exactly. So go 3, and then okay, so 1, 2, 3, and then we both go out. And on my way, while I'm running, I want to yell, no one wants to pay your toll, troll, and then tackle.
All right, let's see. Is this a kind of move would this be?
A very good one.
It's my belief that I should always be helpful.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. I think it's a stand strong in your convictions move.
Mm-hmm.
Which you start with 1 die, but you add 1 die for each relevant belief. I think the only relevant one, well, actually, no, I think both of your beliefs are relevant here, because one is try your best to be helpful, and the other is sometimes you just need to jump in. That is literally what you're doing here. So roll 3 dice and take the 2 highest and add those together.
3 d6s?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, no, I didn't. So I'm supposed to take the 2 highest?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a 4. I didn't have much rolling space. I kind of just dropped it instead of roll it. So...
Well, this is actually a good time for me to mention that each of the companions has 1 move that's sort of special, where you help the girl.
Yeah.
It's the first one in your moves,
Yeah.
which basically allows the girl to re-roll and add 1 to the total.
Yeah.
but it's a different sort of. It's triggered by a different thing for each of the companions.
Yeah, I mean, mine does kind of work for this. Oh, I don't. I got it! I got it! Okay, so my move is called As You Wish. And it's roll when you offer to grant a wish to the girl. So she asked for my help. She wanted to do this. She wanted to spring like a goat. I want her to spring like a goat. Like I want. So it means that you can reroll and add 1 to your total, whatever you get. So I'm granting her goat leg magic.
So I take 1 die and re-roll it?
You take all 3. Reroll all 3.
Okay. Oh, thank goodness. All right.
And then whatever the 2 highest add up to, you add 1 to that.
Oh, that's much better. Okay, and then take 2 highest, add 1. That is a 8.
All right, and Ifan, give me a roll also, 2d6 roll. Oh,
right. Okay. Oh gosh. Do it says if I'm inspired by one of the girl's beliefs. She's using 2 of her beliefs right now, and she asked me to do this. So does this count as like getting an extra die?
Yeah. Yes. I agree.
Okay, hang on. I need 1 more die. I only had these are the right one. I'll take this one. Okay. Shoot. Move everything. Huh? That's a 10.
Okay, so that works. And also the reroll worked. You said it was a total of an 8? Is that what you said, Lemmy?
Yeah, I got 8.
Okay. So you succeed, but also, what price does the challenge cost you? So you do succeed in like knocking this guy over. I mean, you're a small girl, so you probably go straight for his legs and throw him off balance. But something goes wrong about this.
Wait, what can go wrong? What's able to go wrong? What's like?
I mean, I was gonna say that we were like hoping to.
Do you knock me out of the path?
Oh no!
I was thinking more of like, did my dress like rip or like something like that, or
it could.
It just got like even more muddy and dirty and like ripped my dress.
Okay,
yeah.
you barrel into this guard's legs, and Ifan also joins you and sort of rams straight into the other one. I mean, Ifan is a full fawn, so.
Oh wait, can I actually like lose balance and like fall into the bathtub?
Oh yeah, yes,
can
absolutely.
we do that?
Yes. All right, so Ifan knocks her guard flat on his butt, with sort of a little goat headbutt with your little nubby horns. The other guard, you sort of hit his leg. You jump up at the last minute because you got this wish granted to you by Ifan. It gave you like the jump of a goat, and you just sort of leap, and you leap farther than you knew you could, and you also leap up, and you hit this guard, and he is fully shocked at this small girl hitting him with such force. He goes rolling backwards. You sort of bounce off of him, but you land in the bathtub.
And I'm like, when I emerge from the water, I just like kind of like, hi, and then like, mermaid, like whispered like that.
Mira, you have a small, dirty girl who's in your bathtub.
Get out, please.
Already the water in Jules is starting like...
I know, I'm just like...
Now, the water is enchanted, so it will get cleaner,
Yeah.
but right now there's just like these dirty clumps of mud that are floating in Jules' bathwater.
Please get out.
So, like, I'm getting out, but I'm like staring at her, just like looking at her while I get out and just like whisper, mermaid. Like,
yes, have you not seen a mermaid before?
I'm just like shaking my head, like just looking at her, like, whoa.
Oh, Okay. Hello.
So, and then I kind of snap out of it and say, "Let's run!" And
Yeah, that seems like a really good idea right now.
yeah,
These guards aren't gonna stay down forever. And I like
yeah.
kind of poke one with my little hoofy foot. I'm like, I want to make sure that I'm like kind of kicking them so they're rolled over so they're face down so they don't see us. I'm like,
They've got like giant bird noses.
oh, I just don't want their beady bird eyes looking at us, okay?
No, I'm just visioning like noses in the ground, just dink.
I'm hoping that they think it's some other fawn little girl and mermaid in a bathtub, okay?
Yeah, definitely trying to get confused with all the other fawns and mermaids and little girls that are running around. But you start to run from them.
Well, run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jules which is actually probably similar to Kat's speed on her little 12-year-old girl legs.
Yeah. Like they're not fast, but they get the job done.
But as you sort of barreling away from them, but you look up and there are a number of their crows. And have shields out and they have their halberds and they're standing lined up. And I say, "Halt!"
Anyone have any other ideas? I'm all out.
Ooh, I have a move. Actually, that would work. There's no time for tea is the name of the move, but it's roll when you try to escape a dangerous situation with your friends. So
you can use it.
Yeah, I think I'm just trying to think of how I could do that. Because I do want to. Yeah, me. So the guards are coming. Can I
you can leverage your royalty in some way.
That's true. I think I'm just going to like kind of like we're going and I'm just gonna like tap on the side of Jules and they're gonna like twirl it like about face. Be like, listen, I am a daughter of King Caspian. You can follow it up with him if you have any other issues. In the meantime, you are going to let us go now. And I'm going to roll.
Give you a roll.
Ooh, that's a 9.
Okay. So I also have to answer the question of how do the people here remember me? I think that King Caspian is not very well regarded in these parts. The Crowing King has been trying, basically, the edges of the Crowing King's kingdom abut the sea. And the Crowing King is exceptionally greedy just about everything, although no one ever says that to the Crowing King's face. And the Crowing King has been overfishing the sea, which King Caspian takes as a personal affront to their kingdom.
As he should.
So there have been some skirmishes between the merfolk, Caspian's merfolk, and the Crowing King's forces, and fishermen. So King Caspian is not very well regarded by the guard. But they all stop for a moment and they mutter to each other, "You and your royal blood." One of the crows steps forward and says, and kneels, says, "I promise no harm will come to you or your," looks at the fawn and the dirty, wet, dripping girl.
How dare you? The fawn is
entourage.
also very dirty.
Okay, the dirty fawn and the dirty wet dripping
Thank
girl.
you.
I promise no harm will come to you or your entourage. I offer sanctuary to you, but I must insist that you meet with the Crowing King.
Well, he's going to have to come to me.
They look to each other.
Like I said, I can't do stairs. I could do an incline if you have a ramp, but
Stay here.
otherwise.
And the guard looks to, wow, and I have like the sun just
Yeah.
like,
Whoa, all of a sudden.
I am gonna fix that real quick. All right, so the guard looks to the others and says, keep them here. I will return. And that guard goes up the steps, and you're left in a sort of awkward moment with these other like dozen guards who are nervously sort of waiting and watching you. And the three of you who are dirty and dripping, and Jules' water is starting to clean itself mystically.
Like, two of us are dirty. I think.
Well, how fast does that like bathtub water get clean? Because like it should be like.
It does take some time. It's not instant.
I think I'm gonna like turn back around and be like, yes, hello once again. Who are you and why have you gotten me in so much trouble?
We're trying to get you out of trouble.
Well, that worked.
Those dudes are jerks.
Yes, they are. Do you have names?
Oh shoot, I never asked you your name.
I'm Kat with the K.
Well, hello.
I
Kat with-
get in front of, I get
like-
between Mira and Kat, and I'm like, hi, it's nice to meet you properly. I guess we've been hanging out and I didn't even know your name. Hi, I'm Ifan. And then I like turn around to Mermaid.
Yeah, while this was happening, there was like this little goat tail that was sort of like wagging in your face, Mira, as Ifan was shaking hands with Kat.
Yeah, it wiggles faster when I'm like talking. It's like
Well, hello. My name is Mira. This is Jules. It's very nice to meet you both. I think.
yeah, you're welcome.
I had it. I think I had it handled, but thank you for your intervention. It was interesting. And well, I mean, I guess that's what I'm kind of looking for. Interesting, so that's fine.
Oh, then you're double welcome.
Well, I certainly am. Yes. You're...
And then you
Yes.
hear these loud steps stepping down the spiral staircase.
I did not think that was actually going to work, if I'm being honest.
You look over, like behind you, towards the trunk of the tree and the spirally staircase, and you see this large, lumbering form. Has to be, at least 12 feet tall, although this form is slightly hunched over right now. And on the back of this form is a small throne of sorts, made out of wood, but hanging from the wood are all sorts of baubles. You're not sure if they're probably not gems, but they're bits of glass and marbles and ribbons that are just all tied to this throne. And sitting in the throne is a large crow with a crown on his head. This form lumbers down the stairs and slowly makes its way over to you. The guard in tow that had gone to fetch the crowing king.
Is Jules's water clean now?
Yes.
Okay. Just gonna like adjust my crown and make sure everything's okay.
Oak, you are the lumbering form. The crowing king is enthroned upon. You don't remember quite how you got into this situation. You remember that you were offered some seeds, magical seeds that would make you powerful, and you ate them. And since then, things have been very fuzzy. And this bird person has this stick, a wand of sorts, they wave around. And when they wave it around, you just feel like you have to do things. And now you sort of cart them around on this little throne on your back. And you don't really recall why you're doing this. But they have that stick, and so you have to listen to them. But this large form just lumbers over and then gets down on like one knee. So the crow is above you on the throne, looking down upon the three of you. A princess from the sea is here. Yes?
Correct, yes.
Princess, you could have solved many problems and made this much easier on yourself had you just announced yourself to my court upon your arrival.
Well, there were extenuating circumstances that prevented that from happening, but now here I am and I announce myself. I, Princess Mira, have come from the sea to visit your lands.
Welcome. Welcome to the Grasping Wood, and welcome to my court. Who are these two with you? Looks to the fawn and the small girl.
These are my royal retainers. This is Ifan the Faun. This is Cat with a K, the girl. They are members of my traveling court.
Ifan is standing there, like, picking stuff out of their hair and then possibly eating it, like... And, like, you don't know if their hair is that green because of all the plants in it, if their hair is just green, like...
As Cat, I'm just gonna, like, do a little curtsy and then say, I'm Cat, and then do, like, a tiny little wave. And then as Oak, I'm going to, like, see her and just kind of do a little wave back.
Yeah. Oak's very large hand just, like, softly waves back. The crowing king doesn't seem to even notice that Oak is doing something. The crow sort of peers a little bit, leans closer in their throne to look specifically at Cat. And there's sort of, you almost see like a glimmer in its dark, beady eyes. Come a little bit closer, little one.
So fast?
Hang on.
Cat with a K, if you do not want to get closer, you do not have to get closer. You are under my rule and protection as a princess.
I am merely curious. She seems a bit familiar to me from somewhere.
I'm going to lean and be like, do you know them? That would have been interesting to know ahead of time if you did know them.
Cat does not know anybody here.
And I'm gonna hand her off to Jess.
Oh no!
Yay.
I look up at the king and I look back at the beautiful faun in a the beautiful mermaid in the bathtub, and it's like I take a step closer to the mermaid and away from the king, and just like, I don't know them, and they're the one. Are they the one that sent guards after us? Are you muted?
Yep.
No, I'm not. Oh, I was just talking very slowly or softly. Like, it's going to be okay. Don't worry. I have talked to many horrible kings before. They are all the same. You will be fine. Oh, look at it. Your Majesty, my small retainer is small and frightened.
My small retainer is
of
small.
of your just grandiose stature. Perhaps maybe if you come a little bit closer to us, she will be more comfortable, but unfortunately she is a little too just concerned and frightened to be in such a presence that she deigns not to walk closer to you. The small
the crowing king takes that stick that you hadn't really noticed it was holding in his hand before, and he waves it around and says, "Oak, please bring the girl to me." And Oak feels compelled to reach out to the girl.
I'm double checking our convictions and everything.
Yeah, like I don't have any moves that I can do.
Maybe well, I'm not doing it. I'm not being can I use Curiouser and Curiouser? Is that something I can do?
As the girl?
As the girl? Because yeah, I'm still the little girl, right?
Yeah, you can. So Curiouser and Curiouser is when you try to get some answers about this world or its inhabitants, ask the guide your question. So
okay.
what is your question? Oh,
I was gonna say as Cat. I was gonna say, are you? Do they want to do that? That doesn't seem. Why are you telling them what to do?
The crowing king ignores your question, but Oak extends this one large hand, palm up in front of you, as if asking you to step into their hand.
I lean in to Oak and I'm like, is that King a bully? Is he making you do this?
Oak, I'm gonna say that you can answer a simple answer, but
I don't know why I'm here.
The crowing king sort of slaps the back of Oak with the little stick and says, "Oak, bring the girl to me."
Can I? Does young ladies must follow instructions work here?
Yeah. I mean, it could.
Because I want to. So the ogre held out their hand to like lift me up.
Yep, and I'm gonna say that from your Curiouser question, you do get the sense that this stick is controlling Oak somehow.
Yeah, and I mean they just told me that they don't know why they're here, and this meanie is bossing this poor ogre around, and I want to refuse to mind my manners, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of like going into the ogre's hand, I want to put my tiny hand on like one of their fingers and just be like, you don't have to listen to him. He seems mean. And I'm like, you're mean.
All right, give me a roll.
Oh, I'm gonna use different dice for Cat. Hang on, these ones. Cat needs different dice than Ifan. Ooh, one of them fell. Ooh, haha. A 6 and a 3, a 9.
Okay, so that is a success. But
a
somehow,
partial success?
Yeah, somehow you also falter or go too far.
I continue to insult the king. You're just a big meanie pants, and you shouldn't tell people what to do, and you shouldn't wave sticks at them, and you shouldn't, like, hit people. Everyone knows that. Even I know that, and you learn that when you're really little, and you're big, so you have no excuse.
And Oak, as this girl is just standing up to the crowing king, your mind starts to clear a little bit, and you remember the seeds that you were given and that you ate, and that after that is when your mind got foggy and when the crowing king could just sort of tell you what to do. But now things are looking a little bit clearer as this girl keeps yelling at the crowing king, and you feel like you can do what you want.
I'm going to say, like, oh, I realize how tired I am. And
Ifan's like, that makes two of us. Sorry.
And so, like, I stand up and then proceed to lie down on my back.
So everyone else sees this large lumbering person just like straighten up a bit, which throws the throne back, and the crow just sort of falls back against the throne and then starts to roll back, and the crow's eyes just go wide, and the guards all start to like shuffle around and confused, and then the crow just leaps from the throne, and tumbles to the ground as Oak just lies down and crushes the throne. It's just this snapping of the twigs and the branches that made up the throne. And yeah, so you lie down, and the crowing king just scurries to their feet, brushes some dust off from the road where they just tumbled to, and says, seize them all, including the ogre. And we're going to take a break now and find out how you get out of this when we get back.
Oh. I guess we'll see.
I'm sure it's fine. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I love everyone so far.
I like all these characters.
It's so good. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for more of this game. Thanks so much everyone who has been hanging out. I hope you're enjoying it. We're gonna take a quick break to get up and stretch and hydrate and all those things, and you should definitely take care of yourselves too, and we will see you back here in just a few minutes. So see you very, very soon. A bientôt. Literally means see you soon in French. Hello, welcome back. We are back from a break to I guess figure out how this chase sequence is gonna go. On the break we did accomplish one thing. Do you want me to say it, or do you want to do it, Jason?
Yep. Go ahead.
So one of the main mechanisms in Girl Underground is that the little girl has a whole bunch of manners she's been told that she must always follow, and if you question them, you change them into your own sort of different sort of thing, and they become beliefs instead. So we did have one, the one I just used, was always
Young ladies
must always follow instructions. And we've changed that into a belief of always stand up to bullies. So that's what our little cat believes now. She tough.
Yeah. That's kind of how this goes. But yes, as we just before the break, the Crowing King, dusting himself off from falling on the road, said, take them all, even the ogre. And the guards are sort of closing in on the four of you.
I feel like that's our cue to get out of here.
Yeah.
That's Ifan. Sorry, I'm just to be clear, that was not Cat.
I definitely agree. Do we take the ogre? They seem helpful.
I think Cat went back, like Cat stood there and waited for the ogre to be done rolling on their back. And I think she has her hand out for the ogre because she wants them to come along. So she's just, and as soon as the ogre like gives some sort of agreement, she's gonna try and hold their hand and run with them.
Okay, so I mean, there are different moves that I think all of you could possibly have to help get out of this situation. So it's sort of up to you guys what you want to do.
I definitely do, but if somebody has something.
I have an action called Make Room. Roll when you are in cramped quarters, stuck, or otherwise imprisoned.
That would count.
Yeah.
That'll do.
So give me a roll.
Roll 3 die or 2 die?
2 dice.
2 dice. Woo! 11.
All right.
Oh dang.
So how do you break free or create an opening? So you basically the crows are closing in on you with their halberds and shields surrounding the four of you. What does Oak do?
Oh.
They do seem a little bit hesitant as they're approaching you, Oak, because you're huge.
I think oh man. Can I just like keep rolling and just roll?
You want to roll into them?
Yeah.
Yes, you could do that.
Just roll into them and just like, uncomfortable, and then get up and like just I give a finger to the little girl to hold on to, and then just like we walk out.
So it seems at first that Oak is just sort of mumbling about being uncomfortable and rolling around on the ground, but intentionally or not, Oak rolls right into a whole set of the guards who start to back up frantically and just get bowled over by this ogre who rolls in their direction. And then like very calmly, Oak sort of rolls back and stands up and offers a finger to Cat to hold on to.
Perfect.
The remaining guards all sort of take a step back as they've just seen a bunch of their own fellow soldiers get knocked over by this ogre. And the Crowing King starts yelling at them and says, "What are you doing? Don't just stand there. Arrest them." But the guards are all hesitant and unsure. And now you have your opening to move.
Jules
Making a break for it?
Yeah. Jules looks like it's time to go.
Jules scurries ahead, probably taking the lead. And then I think that is Ifan going, following behind?
Yeah,
And
you
then,
don't need to tell Ifan twice. Ifan is like, haha, and like
That's my cue.
Goodbye.
And then Oak is just taking these large strides with this girl hanging on, holding their finger.
I notice and then scoop her up into my arm and
you scoop her up, and a couple of the guards start to like approach you, Oak, and you just take your other arm and push them. Like not even like angrily, just push them aside, and they just sort of get knocked over. And you just keep walking. And you can hear, like, you can't make out the words of the Crowing King anymore, but you can hear like in between like screeching bird crowing sounds, just yelling at the guards to do something. But you are making your way back into the forest, away from this clearing. All right, you return into the forest, into the cover of the trees where hopefully the guards won't be able to follow you. Again, you have the familiar feeling of being watched by these creepy trees. Mira, you experienced this too when you were coming here. But the trees did not give you a hard time. They seem to have given you your space. But you always had the feeling of being watched. Oak, before you came to be the Crowing King's moving throne, you spent a lot of time in these woods. The trees, you know that the trees are greedy and they like to take things, but they never bothered you. I mean, you never really had a lot for them to take. Plus, you're big and imposing, so the trees always just sort of left you alone, and you left them alone.
There was this one tree that I was trying to befriend, and I tried to hug it, and I hugged it too much, and it like kind of like got a little compressed, and so all the other trees they gossip, so they were like, "Oh, don't mess with,
leave Oak alone."
Yeah.
There's this one like squished tree in the woods.
Oh, baby.
Oak just goes back to that one tree and like leaves little gifts and stuff like that at that one tree, and like gives it a hug every time they see it.
I'm just picturing this tree. It's like, no, it's all right.
Please stop. Oh my god, so good.
But yeah, Cat is a little bit frightened being back in these woods. But you have now your fawn and your mermaid and your ogre friend who is carrying you, and it's a little less scary with them here.
I'd like to know what Megan is feeling as Cat.
So Cat is being passed to Megan.
Cool. Yeah, I think Cat kind of like kind of like scooches and like snugs a little closer to Oak as they carry her. And just kind of like looks down at the mermaid in the bathtub and the fawn, and just like looks around at the trees, and like will look up at Oak and be like, "Is there somebody? It feels like someone's watching us."
As you're snuggled in Oak's like arm or whatever, you do notice a few things. Oak has like moss and little hanging vines growing on them.
Oh.
Doesn't seem to bother Oak very much, but also an Oak just has this smell that is like a forest, like a very earthy smell. But it's comforting.
Are we gonna be in the woods for much longer?
Well, usually the woods are a very excellent place to stop and sleep, but statistically, the last day has not been great. I would advise either we rest, or if you see something fun to do, we do that.
I think Mira finds something. Yes, if there's something fun to do around here, any kind of adventure type things, that would be preferable to staying in this moderately unsettling wood.
Do I know of any good parties happening around?
Well, actually,
that's my special power.
You don't know of any good parties happening. Usually you create them. But you do remember, it's coming back to you now. There isn't a lot you remember about the past few days, pre-partying or possibly during partying. But you do remember that further up ahead in the woods, there's a tea house,
Hmm.
and that you had stopped by there with your troop, and it was just a nice place to catch your breath.
Hmm.
And you also know that a number of people in your troop speak very highly of this tea house because sometimes after a lot of wild parties, the proprietor of this tea house can make some really helpful teas to wake you up and clear a headache or whatever you might need.
Okay, I've thought about it. I have an idea. So I don't know exactly where it is, but I'm sure we can find it. There is apparently some great tea nearby here, and like they can fix you up anything you want. Feeling tired, they fix you. A little bored, something tasty. You know, there's all sorts of options. I'm sure we can find something for everyone. Even our large friend here, and like smacks smacks Oak. You'd like some tea, wouldn't you, buddy?
Oh, that sounds great. Do you know what it's called?
You don't remember a name or a sign. It just was a very welcoming sort of house with a lot of plants growing outside of it. And there is hanging outside the door on a sort of awning is a teapot. You don't remember a name to it.
Okay,
Well, now I can't use one of my abilities.
Oh, sorry.
No, there was a name. Yeah.
Well, you know, not exactly, but here's the deal. We're in a forest, so we just start walking, and then when you see a building that is not the forest, that's generally what you're looking for. So, you know, I think I have a general idea. So I'm pretty sure it is, and I like sort of like spin in a circle and like point around, and I'm like, that way. And you know, when we get to a building, got tea on the side, a sign that tells us it has tea inside. That's the building that has tea inside.
Ifan seems very confident in this, and you sort of keep moving through the woods. And a little while passes. It's hard to judge a sense of time in here. These woods are very dark. You're not really sure where the sun is at. And for a moment, you start to wonder if you're perhaps lost, and maybe Ifan doesn't know what they're talking about.
How very dare.
But just as your stomach start to growl and your feet start to get sore, and you start to worry that you don't know where this tea house is or that it exists, the woods clear a little bit, and you see a cozy little building, a cottage of sorts, with a garden out front of it, with plants and flowers, and hanging from a little pole that's above the door is a teapot.
Haha, see what I say?
Oh. Yeah, I love tea. Let's go get some tea. Does the door look big enough to accommodate a bathtub?
And an ogre.
And an ogre. More importantly, an ogre.
The door is larger than a standard door. It will take a little bit of maneuvering to both get the bathtub, Jules, and Oak through, but it can be done. You're pretty sure.
Is there outside seating?
There is a little table off to the side of the. There's a few little tables off to the side of the cottage.
Perfect. Well, it seems like it might be a little more difficult for our large friend and I to get inside the building, so maybe we have a little rest out here if the two of you would like to go inside and see what's what.
I'm fine with that. What do you think, Kat?
Yeah, all right. Let's go.
Let's do it. Wait. What do y'all like? No, don't tell me. I'm gonna guess. The cat's inside.
before anyone can say anything, certainly before Oak can answer, because Oak answers very slowly, but definitely even before Mira can answer, like the Faun and Cat have rushed inside. The Faun and the small girl run inside this little cottage. is dark, and it's full of like shelves upon shelves of all kinds of plants, drying in various states. They're also hanging from the ceiling. And there's a hearth fire towards one end in the chimney. And you can see a small woman in front of the hearth. And she has her back to you, but she heard you enter. She says, "Oh, guess, excellent. Hi." And she turns to face you, and it's an elderly, small, hunched-over woman.
Hello.
Hi. I am Panya. This is my tea house. I'm glad you found it.
Oh, we're glad we found it too. Hi, I'm Kat with a K. This is Ifan.
Hi, I'm Ifan. You come highly recommended from my friends.
Oh, I have seen others like you, the fawns, before.
Yeah, have you seen them lately? I kind of lost them.
Oh no, I have not for a number of days.
Okay.
I hope they're all right.
I'm sure they're fine. I'm sure they're off just rebel rousing, you know, as you do. And I like.
And oh my, she looks over at Kat. You look like you've been in some adventures, and your dress is torn and dirty and
Still a little wet.
yeah, still dripping slightly.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a day, but I don't really have a change of clothes, so it works for now. But yeah, hoping to have some tea. We have two friends outside that couldn't fit inside, so is it okay if we have tea outside?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Do you know what they want for tea? Do you know what you want for tea?
Tasty tea. Good things. What do you recommend? What's exciting? That one in the bathtub. I know she wants something exciting for sure. The big one might want something a little more down to earth. That one seems earthy.
The one in the bathtub.
Jokes on Ifan. Oak has like this super specific tea order. And they take forever to just like say it. So it's just like
I love it so much.
like
Whereas Mira just doesn't care.
Yeah.
Well, Panya like leans a little bit closer to Kat. Says, "What do you want?" And she sort of leaves that as an open, hanging question.
Like in life?
Yes.
I wanna go home. I think I want to know where my mom went. I want clothes that aren't dirty and cold and wet, and I guess right now I kind of want some tea.
Where are you from, Kat?
New York.
Not familiar with that.
It's kind of far away, I think. I mean, it didn't take long for me to get here, but it seems like it's really far away from here.
She looks over at Ifan. Do you know this place, New York?
I can't say that I have, which means we should probably go there sometime. We should probably visit it. Do you know how to get back? We should definitely.
When
Do they have
Ifan,
good... Go ahead.
I was gonna say when Ifan asks, do you know how to get back? It sort of dawns on Kat that you don't know how to get back.
No, I don't know how to get back, and I don't really know how long I've been gone, and Dad's probably noticed I'm gone by now, and he's probably worried. It's like all just like dawning on her, like, oh damn,
hey, that's okay. How did you get here, we could always just, like, walk backwards. Hey, where I met you. We can just, like, go from there, even. We can... If you don't remember, just, you know... and, like, Ifan literally starts just walking backwards, like, in the room. Like, it's not so hard. All you gotta do. Walk backwards. I mean, sometimes it's good to, like, look behind you so you don't run into things, but mostly walking backwards. It'll work. It's fine. Don't worry about it, kid.
All right. I climbed through a tunnel, and I fell down a hole for a while, and I landed on a mushroom, and then you were there. So unless you can walk up through a hole, I don't really know how to get home.
I mean, I've never really tried, and it's good to try new things. So I'm sure we'll figure something out. You also have a very tall friend now.
Yeah, that's true. So, all right. Well, we'll figure it out, and in the meantime, we can have some tea.
Yes, dear, don't worry so much. We'll find your way home.
Yeah, that's the spirit. Tea time, please.
Let's go see what your friends might want. I would like to meet them. And she sort of shuffles slowly towards the exit. Come.
Okay.
And she goes...
As I follow, I'm going to pass Cat to Lemmy.
All right. So Panya goes outside over to the side tables, a little patio, where I don't think Oak can fit in the seat at all, and the tables are kind of small for Oak, but...
So what Oak does is they scoop up a portion of the ground and put it right next to it. So it's like they're building up a chair out of like the earth so that they can sit right next to each other.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think
and they go in and kind of like Oak kind of just like reaches in with their arm into the house to grab all the supplies that they need to make the tea. So
I think as Panya and them come out, they see your arm reaching into one of the windows.
Mira's probably like, you probably should wait. They're coming out to...
Oh my. You're quite large. Oh, you don't need to worry yourself with that, my friend. I will help you prepare the tea.
And Oak is like shakes their head and like no, and because they've taken out also like a huge cauldron to like start like a fire underneath it, and that's like their tea cup. So.
Oh jeez. So yeah, you snatch the cauldron right out of the kitchen, and
yeah,
you're setting that up as your teacup. Oh, all right. Do you have what you need to make your tea? I don't know what sort of tea you want, my large friend.
Like, what is around in this tea house? Is there like any sort of like, I don't know.
So when you were reaching inside the tea house, there were all sorts of like dried teas.
Okay.
Like dried plants and stuff and flowers that are used to make the teas, roots and all sorts of things that were within reach.
No, what I'm wondering is if there's like a milking animal.
Yeah, not inside the house,
but like around the house.
Yes,
okay, so like
there's a cow.
Yeah, so Oak just like gets a bunch of water, puts it on the fire, grabs a bunch of like just like leaves off of the trees and just puts it in there. It's very, very earthy. And then like goes and gets like one of the milking like animals and just starts milking the animal for the tea.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Don't hurt her. Oh, okay. You seem to know what you're doing.
Very specific order. So just like knows what they're doing.
Well, Panya looks to the other three of you and says, would you like tea?
Oh, yes, that sounds delightful. Actually, well, I'm not really a big fan of tea. I usually just have hot water and lemon.
I can do that.
Oh, thank you.
What do you have that's new and exciting?
Oh, and her eyes sort of light up. I can make all sorts of teas, my friend. I will ask you the same question that I asked the little girl. What do you want?
Oh. I mean, you mean from my tea? Something new and exciting that I haven't tasted before? Something that's gonna, like, surprise my mouth and just be like, whoa! Or was this a different question? Did I misunderstand?
No, I have that. I have an idea.
Okay. Great.
And Kat, what do you want for tea?
Hmm.
And Panya, the old woman, she had these spectacles that were sort of low on her nose before, and she sort of raises them up and looks closer to Kat. And she's only like, she's a hunched over sort of old lady, and she's about Kat's height. My, now that I get a closer look at you, little one, you seem so familiar to me. You've never been here before?
No. I don't think so. I think I would have remembered if I was here before.
Yeah, quite so. Just you do seem awfully familiar to me. I can't quite place it. But what do you want for a tea? What do you want in life?
Well, my real answer is gonna be bubble tea, and it's gonna be like that, like always.
Yeah, you can give that answer.
I would like some bubble tea.
Oh, bubble tea. Yes, you will have it. And she sort of scurries back into the house. As Oak is still like preparing this very unusual tea in a cauldron.
Still milking the animal as well.
Possibly.
Yeah. They also just like put the animal down and like go like walk out towards the forest and like find any like flowers that they see as well and just pick those and then bring them back for the tea.
Lots of flowers around here.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's a lot of places that don't serve oak because of their size, so it's very, very natural kind of tea.
Oak has learned to make their own tea.
Yeah.
So you're sitting around this table, and Kat, this just reminds you of right before you came here, and also reminds you of your mother again, and the tea parties you used to have long ago. Your mother used to always make unusual teas too. Her own special recipes, blends, she said.
Hmm.
And before too long, Panya comes shuffling back out of the cottage. And she has she has a steaming mug for Ifan. And she has another mug, and she has like a hollowed out reed that's sticking out of it.
Nice.
And she hands that to Kat. And she brings also the hot water with the lemon for Mira. And she sort of looks a little bit over at Oak and Oak's creation, which is now coming along. Says, I hope this is all good for you. And if you need anything else, my tea house is here for your rest and peace of mind. And if there is anything I can do to help you.
Oak comes back with like part of a beehive, like some honeycomb, and there's like still some like bees like angry around, and it's just like stinging Oak, but Oak doesn't seem to mind. Just
Oak's so large, doesn't even notice.
Puts it.
Puts it right in the cauldron.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Your large friend is quite interesting. And also, Oak, your horns are growing back in. They're like little small tree branches, and they're just starting to grow back in. They started to grow as soon as you were free of the Crowing King.
Nice. Yeah. Awesome. For everyone else, for my character, ogres have more like Korean mythology, ogres have like magic in their horns. So when Oak got captured, they tried to take away their power and take their horns away. So that's what happened.
And now that they're free, their horns are growing back.
Yeah.
So, and she looks over at Kat. Where are you going to? This is an interesting group. I'm curious where you're traveling to.
Well, when I was first going, when I was having tea the last time, I wanted to go on an adventure.
Certainly seems like you found one.
It really has.
But you don't know how to get back to your home.
I don't.
I'm not sure that I can help you there. But I might know someone who could get you home. He's an interesting sort. Has been to the tea house a number of times, and just, I suppose, be careful around him. But he is an adventurer. And I would think that if anybody knew how to find this New York that you mentioned, that he would know. Mr. Cad Diamond. He has collected many things on all of his adventures, and he has been far beyond the map's borders. And he always has tales when he visits the tea house of the things he has seen. I would say that would be your best bet to find your way home. And he has a traveling castle of sorts. And I can tell you it is last I knew, he was around the base of the mountain. Mount Crag.
I think as soon as she says mountain, Mira like perks up, be like, a mountain? There are mountains here?
Yes. Well, there are a number of hills, and then there is Mount Crag, which is the mountain.
Oh. We should go there.
It is on the far edge of the forest, and it technically is outside the kingdom.
Ooh, so it's dangerous?
Well, you should be careful if you go out there.
That means it's dangerous. This is a great plan.
Well, it'll be an adventure.
An adventure looking for an adventurer. Hey, cat, that'll be good, right? And like nudges the little girl.
This is a good idea.
Very good idea.
Cat's like sipping on her boba and just like nodding her head and like also thinking at the same time like, this is really good boba.
And I think this is the first time Mira or Ifan has seen anyone like drinking tea out of a little hollow reed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's new.
What? Wait, what's that? What's that you're drinking?
It's just like, I hand her my boba and like, this is boba, and just like handed her over to her.
I like take a sip.
And you take a sip through the hollow reed, which you've seen her doing.
Yeah, I like. Wait, have I ever used a straw before?
No, Ifan has never used a straw before.
I like nibble on it and then look back at Cat. Like, do you eat this? Do you like
you suck on it. Like,
okay. I feel like Ifan. This is boba, right?
yeah.
I feel like Ifan like slurps too much and like gets a boba and like back of her throat, and it's just like ah.
Yes, you weren't expecting that. I mean, the straw was new for you. You weren't expecting like this little like tapioca or whatever bead to get sucked up through the little reed and end up like in your throat. So you are coughing for a moment.
Did you know that there's stuff in your tea?
Are you okay?
Yeah,
Is she okay? Are you they okay?
I mean, hang on, I gotta try it again.
As soon as she stops coughing, she goes back to trying it again, and this time you know what you're expecting more, and it is really good.
This is great. I like hand it back to Kat, and I look at Panya, and I'm just like, why didn't I get this? This is great. This is so exciting. I've never had a tea with like stuff in it before like that, and you had to drink it through like a grass? You just drink it through the grass.
She's like, that tea comes from a faraway land, and even I didn't know about it until I had met a traveler a long time ago. And her voice sort of drifts off a little, and she looks back at Kat. Yeah, a long time ago.
Well, this is great. You should sell more of it. Like, really, like... This could be, like, your thing. Like, this could, like... People love new things. This is so exciting.
This is a plug for boba tea.
This episode is sponsored by the concept of boba tea.
Support your local boba place. Best boba is taro.
Oh, yes. Same Z.
It is very good.
Taro's best.
God, I just had boba the other day, actually. It was so good. Well, do we go to the mountain? Can we go see the mountain?
Mountain Tower?
As soon as you are finished with your tea, dears.
Look over at Oak.
Yeah.
It's just like Oak stirring the cauldron.
Everyone just turns and looks at Oak.
Oak is not even drinking the tea yet.
We might be
oh,
here a while.
Well, that's all right, I guess. We can make a plan. Do we need a plan? We probably don't need a plan. We can
Plan
just-
schmans. We're just gonna go up the mountain, find the adventure, have an adventure, and find the adventure dude.
That's
It's pretty straightforward.
sounds-
Does Ifan try her tea? Or their tea?
Oh yeah. That's right. They had their own when they sulkily give Kat back her tea. They'll be like and like go and try like their tea.
You try your tea and it has a very flowery smell and taste to it. And as soon as you take a sip, you feel that headache that has been plaguing you for all this time just fade away.
Oh
And
my god.
You feel the headache replaced by just energy.
I like Ifan starts just jumping around. Like, have you ever seen a goat do like little goat kicks and things like that? Ifan literally like climbs probably over to where Oak is making stuff, climbs up on the table, kicks off, goes flying, like does a little
Parkour.
it's so good.
Just does a little like run flip, probably if like the second like Oak is like hunched over their cauldron, Ifan is gonna run up their back and like go running jump off. Like, listen, I've had pet goats. They will climb on other animals. They absolutely will jump on anything, and they love yoga balls. P.S. It's very funny.
I doubt Oak is even bothered by this fawn, like doing parkour off of them while you make your tea.
Yeah.
But yes, Ifan has a lot of energy right now and feels better than they have in days.
Great. You should try that tea as they're like running around, jumping and like climbing everything. They disappear around the house. They like come back.
I think Mira's gonna look at Panya and be like, "Are they going to be all right?"
Oh yes, they'll be fine. I just gave them some tea to perk them up a little.
I don't think they needed that, but thank you, I guess. And just like take a sip of my hot water and then be like,
She leans a little bit over the edge of Jules closer to you and says, "My teas are not about what they need, but about what they want."
yeah, that is a wonderful philosophy. I like that. This is a nice place.
Thank you. And I think Oak has finally finished preparing
Yep.
their tea.
Yep. Yeah.
Their cauldron of tea.
Yep.
What
Now
does
they're
it
just
look-
waiting. They're just waiting for it to cool down. Because it's like bubbled, boiled, added the honeycomb, added the milk. It is now a honey milk tea. And so they're just drinking it now.
Can we like smell it? Like, what does it like smell like? Is it very strong? Is it very sweet? Is it kind of pungent? Is it like
I would say it's very like kind of like a London fog, you know, like an Earl Grey with milk, and then like a little bit
The
of
honey.
sweetness. Yeah.
That's
It actually smells pretty good. You're a bit surprised because you saw the whole process that went into making it. That was a bit suspicious, but it does actually smell good.
And then like Oak like lifts up their armpit and it's like all like kind of rocky and crusty and like picks out like a jewel from their armpit to pay for the tea.
Panya like takes it slowly and thank you. You
No.
are a very interesting lot. I see a lot of visitors from strange places.
Do you?
I do. I couldn't hear that.
Yeah.
So that must be very fun.
It's very interesting. I'm very happy that my tea house is a place of rest for people of all types, and that I can always find the tea that they want.
Ifan's
Ifan's-
still running around.
in the background as this conversation's happening, there's just like bouncing fawn.
I was gonna say,
Popping up.
Ifan's running. Oops.
It's just like, everybody look at it. Just runs by. Everyone look at me.
No,
Sort of like how
yes, I
Jess is
run.
right now.
Ifan,
Look how fast I can run.
You know, that's
go ahead.
that's what my with Jade, my oldest daughter, she's 3. That's what she was doing last night. She was like, look at me, and just like running around. Like, look at me, Mama, look at me.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Jess does that too often.
I'm so fast. I'm so fast.
I was gonna say that like Ifan, despite running around, they like hear this and they're like, "Yeah, you do," and like jumps one way. Your tea is great. Jumps the other way. It's like I had 2 different kinds and they were all both awesome. Like it's just like feeling so much better because they were not feeling good. You were seeing Ifan at like half hype. Like Ifan was like
Now they're full hype.
Oh God, what have we done?
was not. Ifan was still not feeling well until like this moment with this tea. They feel much better now.
Yeah. So Panya just she takes the gem and puts it in a pocket. She's having this conversation with Mira, and as that conversation ends, she walks back over to Kat. Who is your mother, child? I think so. Kat is currently sucking up the tea.
Ifan like comes running up and like wants to hear this story. Looks at Kat. Looks at Ponya. Looks at Kat. Looks at Ponya.
And I will say that Kat, you know that your mother's name was Rose.
Okay, that's good because I was like,
You haven't seen her since you were 7 years old.
my mother's name is Rose, but I haven't seen her in quite some time.
Rose.
I am told that I look like her.
You do. You. Dad, now I know where I've seen you before. Or not you, exactly. Your mother. The Rose. She's been here. It has been a long time. But she visited my tea house. She was, probably around your age when I first saw her. But I did see her again a number of years ago.
When?
This must have been about 5 years ago, before the Crowing King rose up. The Rose was a hero. She was a knight. She saved this land from the darkness. But then something happened. She had made an agreement with the King of the Crows. And the King of the Crows, it is said, betrayed her because he coveted the kingdom. And, well, since then, the Crowing King has ruled, and the woods are no longer as safe and full of life as they once were. But nobody has seen the rose in years. I'm so sorry, little one. I wish I could take you to her.
I can't believe she was here. I can't believe she I can't believe she was here. I can barely believe the existence of everyone around me, and then she Cat just crumples to the ground and just puts her hand over her head and just is trying to just understand what's happening.
Cat.
Oh,
sorry.
Go ahead.
It's going to be okay. You'll be fine. Well, I mean, we are gonna see if we could find a way to get you home. We could see if that adventurer knows where your mother is. It'll be okay.
Panya sort of puts a hand on Cat's shoulder and says, little one, this land, this wood, it brings people here sometimes because they want something. Like my tea house. There's something that you didn't have that you wanted. And that's how you came to be here. Like your mother. She came here when she was around your age. And then she left. She got back home. And then she returned. Years later. She said that she wanted to be here. That she needed to be here.
Kat is just kind of besides herself, and she's like, I can't believe she was able to return. I can't believe she didn't. Why didn't she bring me with her? Why didn't she take me with her?
Oh.
And then she just starts crying, just bawling. And she says she's just not feeling well, and then she's crying and she's I really need to get out of these wet clothes. And she's just at the point where she's physically needs to get out of these clothes, because it's everything's affecting her mentally or emotionally. So
Oh, I might be able to help there. If I could borrow your very excitable fawn friend for a moment.
You'll have to catch them first, I think.
No, they came in.
Oh,
they came in to hear the
right.
story.
Oh,
they
that's
wanted.
right.
They like stories, so they would have come in to hear about this story. And then, as Kat started crying, they wouldn't know what to do. They would have. they would have been like,
Don't be cry.
You're leaking.
That's what's happening here? That's not a. Anyways, yeah. Oh, what can I do? What can we do? I'll help.
Well, Kat, should I perhaps make you another proper dress, clean like your yours used to be?
And she's just like crying. And she's like, "Oh, that's so nice of you, but that's so much work." And I'm like, and she's just bawling.
And you hear, like, as you're crying, and this is mentioned too, in the back of your head, you hear your father's voice before you had been brought to the dinner at the country club, when he was trying to get you to wear the dress that you're now wearing that is ruined. And you didn't really want to wear that. And you were saying, well, you can't move or climb in anything in this dress. And your father was like, well, young ladies, they must always wear clothes suited for young ladies. You're not going to be climbing on anything. You're not going to be jumping in anything. You're going to be at a dinner with very important people. You have to look nice, and you have to be good, Kat. And Panya says, would you like a new dress?
Or something like this, and Ifan like spins around. You can see their like extremely tattered tunic. They're like, huh? It's good. It's comfy. You can do lots of stuff that kick their legs out.
Well, she'd probably need pants.
says the mermaid.
And
well, it's like pants mean nothing to me in the fun.
And I think at that point, like, Kat just stops crying and she's like, "Yeah, I really like pants with pockets, please." And
good pockets.
Yeah.
Not bullshit pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna consider this breaking the manner of young ladies must always wear clothes suited for young ladies.
Yeah.
But I'm also going to consider it as a move where Ifan is helping, because you have the basically the wish move.
Yeah, the as you wish. Yeah.
Yes.
I would
Because
absolutely like, let's do this.
Panya wants you to use your fairy magic to help craft an outfit for Kat.
Heck yeah, let's make something exciting.
So
You've
basically
already done that. We're doing something new now.
Yep. Let me, if I could get you to roll 2d6, but add 1 to your result.
7.
Okay. So it succeeds. Panya and Ifan craft something, some sort of outfit. I'm thinking there's some kind of catch here, but I'm not really sure what the catch could be in crafting an outfit. I know. So you're crafting this outfit, and Ifan, you sort of call to the local woodland creatures to help you craft this. So a number of small, like, little squirrels, little red squirrels.
Yeah, it's not like a it's like, hey!
Listen!
Get over here, you owe me a favor!
And at first, like, nothing, like, you guys have noticed that the forest has been quiet this whole time. Like, you haven't heard birds or anything. So nothing at first emerges from when Ifan is shouting to the woods. But that doesn't even discourage Ifan in the least. And Ifan just keeps shouting and mentioning these owed favors. And slowly these, like, there's a small red squirrel that emerges from the woods. A couple of small birds hop down from a tree branch. There's a little mouse that comes out of a hole in one of the trees. They are all tentative and nervous at first, but then they come over, and Ifan just starts, like, giving them instructions.
Yeah, it's like,
and they
come on,
start
you
to
little
help.
butts, get out from inside your ruts. It's time to make some pants. This girl has got to dance. Let's do this. Let's come on. We gotta go. Hurry up, chop, chop, chop. Let's go.
So there's a yes, the
It
animals have
specifically
hangovers
says
as
I
well.
have to sing a rhyme for pretty much all my magic.
So these little animals start to put together this little like fairy crafting montage. It's sort of like when the is it Snow White they're making, or is it
Cinderella?
Cinderella where they're making the
Cinderella's
clothes?
with the mice. Yeah,
Yeah.
with that make the dress.
And it's sort of like that, but not like princess. Like
they're all still drunk from the same party I was drunk from.
They're all
they're all like
they're hesitant and they're stumbling, and they put together some clothes. The catch with the 7 is that now, as Kat's wearing these clothes, she always has little woodland creature friends that are hitching a ride, like in her sleeves. Like there'll be a little red squirrel in her sleeve,
Yes.
and they are going with.
You know, they're very excitable. We made some good I mean, this means that they're cozy. I hope you like them.
So, what kind of belief do you want to replace that manner with?
What's the manner?
So the manner was young ladies must always wear clothes suited for young ladies. The belief doesn't necessarily have to like directly contradict that. I mean, it could be something about like, I mean, these clothes were just made by magic. So it might be something about believing in magic or anything like that.
I want to say like
And any of you can jump in with ideas for the belief.
I mean, it could. I mean, I feel like it could, like, let's say.
Could also be something about like relying on your friends, because friends are making these clothes for you.
That's true. Yeah, I would say something like that. Just like being able to be open about, or like accepting help
from your friends.
From your friends, yeah.
Okay.
Like it's okay to accept help.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay to accept help.
I was gonna say, give me pockets or give me death.
I mean, that's a good belief, but
that's one of my core beliefs.
That's it then. We're just switching it to that.
That's just an implied belief.
Yeah.
And I will say that these clothes do have a number of pockets, which the various woodland creatures are
hiding
usually
in.
occupying. Yep.
Oh my god, every time you find a new pocket, there's a different animal inside.
And also, you still have your pouch.
Nice.
You take out of your dress and you move to your new clothes with all your little random assorted collections in it, which no one in the group has seen yet.
Oh, it's true. None of us as the girl has like shown it off.
Yep. Those are her little secrets.
Yeah. And with that, I hand over Kat to Jess.
All right. And Panya says, I think you are prepared for your adventure.
I think so too.
And
I
Kat is definitely feeling a lot better.
Yeah.
Now that she's out of that ruined dress.
Yeah. And yeah, Kat is definitely like investigating their new clothes. Her.
As you're investigating, like little creatures scurry out, like one of them, like a little mouse pops its head out from your collar.
Hi there. Hi. How's it going?
Like little noises. Its whiskers twitch.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. You have a friend? I have friends. We got lots. Did you already introduce the bathtub as Jules? Like, I did. Did we formally meet Jules?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if Jules shakes hands or anything. It's bathtub claw feet.
Jules is just Jules.
Is Jules kind of like your clothes? Because they cover you and they keep you safe?
No, Jules is more like like a horse?
Oh, your
seahorse.
trusty steed.
Sure.
Because you're a princess, right?
Yeah, I am a princess. But yeah, so Jules, when I decided I wanted to come up and see what all the fuss was about on land, I someone gave them to me so that I could travel around.
They gave them to you? That was very nice of them.
Well, when you're a princess, people gives you things.
Good.
If you ask nicely. But yeah, but they're very magic and very, very good. I mean, I couldn't do anything without them. Really, I'd be kind of stuck.
I like it. They're very cool. How you doing over there, Oak? Has Oak finished their tea yet? Oh, you're muted.
You're muted.
Oak is just still like drinking it. It's like maybe like 2/3 done, and it's just holding it to their face, and they've been doing this for the past like 10 minutes.
As they're drinking the tea, are their horns, are their antlers coming back? Like, are their horns coming back? Like, as they like drink the tea?
Can they? I'd like just like the horns are just like they're tiny and they're just starting to grow back.
But they are like visibly growing. I mean, you haven't spent that much time with Oak, but they're starting to grow in.
Oak, there's something coming out of your head.
And Oak's just like still drinking the tea. Then they set it down after like ignoring them for like 2 minutes, and then just like touches their head like, oh, my horns, and then smiles, like has a huge smile on their face, and that's it. Yeah.
Well, I will leave you four to finish and set off. I think you are all prepared now. And Kat, you have all these wonderful friends with you. Keep them close. They'll protect you.
Yeah, I feel like they will.
And if you find your mother, tell her Panya says hi.
Okay. I'll do that.
And Panya shuffles back inside the house.
So is it adventure time?
Yeah. Let's go see a mountain.
All right. So the four of you set off. I think is Kat riding on Oak or being held by Oak?
Yeah.
Only if Oak offers.
Yeah. So Oak just like holds out their hand for a cat to like take a step, and then like kind of like sits her on their shoulder.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, and the cat sits up there like riding. Is it like a bumpy ride? Is it like womp whoop?
Yeah, there is some swaying involved, but it's kind of nice.
Oh. I feel like
there's some moss on their shoulder, so it's like there's like
soft.
It's soft. It's like
yeah, I feel like Cat like cuddles into Oak.
So you travel through the forest in the direction that Panya gave you. The trees, they seem to leave you alone. You're not sure if that's because of the company that Cat has. They're there. You still get that sense that they're watching you, but the trees don't harass or threaten Cat during the rest of the trip. And then the forest thins out, and before you see a large rocky mountain. The lower end of it is lightly forested, and the upper end is barren, and there's snow at the very peak. And I think that is where we were going to end for today, and we will pick up as you seek out the adventure of Cad Diamond.
Yay!
Yay! This is so much fun. I love this so much.
So fun.
Okay, let's I guess we have to stop now. So I guess let's go around in reverse order. And everyone, you can tell everyone who you are and where they can find you, and if you're up to anything. Do you want to do anything else? Yeah, starting with Jason.
I don't know. I think we should save like favorite moment for the second half.
Okay, I think that's
that
a good
way
idea.
You can do both halves and pick your favorite moment from them. But yeah, I'm Jason, and you can find me on Twitter at Jace Levine. And right now, I don't have anything to like yell about. I mean, I have this game, and there will be a part 2, and we did schedule that. And
the 15th.
Yeah.
all right.
I'm looking right at my calendar.
So we will be back on the 15th for the second half of this story. Also, Megan and Jess have a game jam that is still going on at this point.
Yeah.
The Fraudulent Gaze Jam on Itch.io, which is running
Yeah.
until February 14th, right?
Valentine's Day.
Yes.
And the day before part 2 of this game.
Yes. Valentine's Day.
Listen, we had a plan. This was
We always have a plan.
I know there are already some really good games that are part of that, but I like encourage everybody to make a game for it if they want, or just like buy all the games that happen because of it. But yeah, go check that out for sure.
BK make games.
Yay, BK make games. Is it my turn?
Yes.
Yes. Hello, I am Megan. You can find me on Twitter at MeganLynn FTW. Not right now. Right now I'm in jail. I yelled at turf.
People can still find you and they can go
You
follow you.
can still find
still.
me there and follow me there, but I'm not going to do anything for a couple days because I yelled at turfs and Twitter got mad.
You threatened to throw them into the sun, which Twitter took as a real threat, apparently, that you can do. So
Believe me, if I could,
awesome.
It would have been done already. So that's where you can find me. You can find me also on Itch.io at Megan Lynn FTW. I recently published 2 new games, both of them about mermaids. If you don't know that I've got a brand or a thing, there it is. I like mermaids, so I've written 2 games about mermaids. And you can find them on there, and they're fun, I think. So what else? Actually, I do. I have a new stream starting tomorrow over on the Chromatic Chimera. We're doing an Eberron campaign where I'm playing a wizard who is a cross between Milo Thatch from Atlantis and Evelyn O'Connell from The Mummy, who I'm very excited about. So that's at 6:30 on Mondays going forward, and that's me.
Let me.
Okay, I'm Lemmy. You can find me on Twitter at Lemon and Honeyco. I have a business called Lucky Hand Dice. If you'd like dice, you can go buy stuff from me there. Let's see. Also on Twitter at Lucky Hand Dice. Upcoming projects, we are doing a pre-order for heart dice. They look like this.
Yay.
Ooh.
I just pre-ordered mine and I'm so excited.
So they have a heart suspended in the middle. We are starting this initiative. We are commissioning small indie game designers to go to have a game along with the dice and get the community more involved. So with your purchase of these dice, you'll get a mini game as well. And a portion of the profits will be going to the Trevor Project, which happy to collaborate with Heartbeat Dice on that. So doing a lot of like collaborations to get the community to rise together. So
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
yeah. My favorite moment is just being able to play with you all. I just I work a lot, so like having a chance to play has been really refreshing. And just like, you know, having all these characters. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Yay. Sorry, I was actively trying to fix Megan's command because it's still just session 0, and I was like, no, all the
I have a command?
you had one, and then I haven't updated it in a while. I keep meaning to, and then so I'm doing it actively right now as I stall for time. I'm just la. Okay, it's not right yet, but here at least I can start it. Meh, because it used to be session 0 is what it was. So now it goes to all your games, but I still need to change the title. So
now my games.
Now it's the right link, but and I did put Lucky Hand Dice in the chat too. And if you watch this later after I fix it up and put it on YouTube, then I will put all these awesome folks. I will put their Twitter links down below as well as their personal project links so that you can find all the stuff that they do and support them in all the ways, because you should do that. These folks are all super cool. Hi, my name is Jess. I'm a real life faun. At least I'm telling myself that right now. I'm very excited. You know, I haven't got to play enough fawns, and this year I was like 2020, year of the playing nothing but fawns all the time. So I'm so happy. Yes. I've been so excited to play this game for so heckin' long. I'm gonna put that, I know we have a command for that in chat. Girl Underground. Such a cool game by Jesse Ross and Lauren McManamon, who are very cool, and they have another Kickstarter going right now, so check out their stuff because they're heckin' awesome. And this game is so freaking cute. I'm so glad we got to play this together. I love that we all play the girl and we all put the girl together, and then we each get to like jump over to our like characters, and they're all so like different. I love them all. Oh my god.
And I just also want to say that this game is just it's like done in a little zine, and it's really just
it's so cute.
It's so easy to carry around, and the art is like super adorable. Yeah,
I can't like show every time I try to show mine because I have a green screen on, so it's green screen green and it goes invisible. But look at this art. Look at this book. It's so cute. It's so cute and so accessible and so good. It runs on the Powered by the Apocalypse system, which is why we were rolling 2d6, and then we each have a different playbook, which if you know the Powered by the Apocalypse system, that's kind of how it works. But yeah, I'm so excited. So come back for the rest of this, which will be February 15th, like we said, here on this channel. Come back here for more. Thanks for hanging out today. Go follow all these people. Don't listen to Twitter for banning people, because Twitter is stupid, and we definitely need to be allowed to yeet people into the sun.
Also, I mean, heed the advice of Kat. Always stand up to bullies.
Yeah, always stand up to bullies.
Always stand up to bullies, even if you go to jail for a week.
Even if you go to Twitter jail for a week.
Just think about the street cred.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. Oh, I also have games at itch.io, so you can go check those out. I have a free one right now. I put a price on my other games. I finally did it. Everyone yelled at me enough to charge for my games.
Charge money for what you do.
But
you deserve to be paid for it.
Yeah, but my newest game, which I did in just from concept to writing to design to publishing, I did it very quickly in a matter of hours. So I want to clean it up and make it a little bit better, but in the meantime, it's free and you should check it out. And it's literally just about yeeting assholes into the sun. That is the whole premise. It is
so happy.
It is in the form of a travel brochure. So just
to the sun.
To the sun. That is how it works. So if you want to play a game that is literally 2 minutes long, it is free. Pick it up and just, you know, if you're mad at some assholes for being assholes and Twitter's being a jerk, just pick up this game and have 2 minutes of fun yeeting them into the sun. But my name's Jess. It's my channel. Hit follow if you haven't already so we can hang out and do more games. And the same goes for YouTube. I'm trying to remember all the things right now. Go follow us over on YouTube, where I will put all these videos up, and I will make them into nice clean formats where you don't have to sit through the break or anything. Just jump right in and you can enjoy the entire story and find all the info of these awesome folks down below. I did not prep a raid. Normally I do, but I was a bit distracted working on commands. So I'm just gonna call it quits here and say go spread some love out today to other folks. Normally we go and hype other folks and just shout lots of love, but if you've got it in you, go send out that love anyway. We're gonna head out for now. Sweetheart of your faces, thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you all hopefully later for more games. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.